Okay, so we continue to be super impressed and surprised by the following and the comments, and it's just extremely humbling all the way around with the messages that we get and the emails that we receive. So thank you first of all. So this user, and hopefully I'm saying the name correct, Michelle Kassan, asks for help with a number of topics, right? So funny enough, you are probably talking to one of the few lawyers or getting a response or reply back from one of the few lawyers that can answer many of these topics. So I've worked internationally for a number of years. I worked in and out of Dubai. My former law firm had an office in Dubai, had an office in Abu Dhabi, also office in Saudi Arabia. And I've flown in and out of, and worked out of that office in Dubai probably 20, 25 times. So I'm familiar with a lot of what you might be asking. I would ask for a little bit more detail on specific topics you're talking about because we're happy to do it. I posted one today on contracts, a letter of intent. You also asked about trust, international law, nonprofit. We haven't done as much nonprofit work, but I generally know enough to be dangerous, in that world. Immigration, I can tell you, I've only ever really known from a business owner's perspective or what my clients may need, but I've never practiced actively there. And I have done a fair amount of medical type work, and I've got a number of family members that work in the medical industry and have helped doctors and other practitioners, and whether it be med spas, wellness clinics, or different medical practices set up what they're doing. So keep the comments coming. Michelle, if you have some specific questions to ask, I'm happy to answer them about trust and contracts as best I can with international law. Of course, highly dependent on the type of business where you're doing it and how it works. I am familiar with, many of the laws and throughout the Emirates. In fact, I have great colleagues that still work in the Emirates, and I've kept in very good contact with my old firm. I would ask you, also to follow our sister content over at our other firm. It's at Fortress Asset Protection, and we have a lot of good information about trusts, some international law there as well, contracts, businesses more on this side, but keep the comments coming. I will love to answer as many questions as I possibly can. Understanding we always have to give the lawyer disclaimer. We are not your lawyers. This is not legal advice, but you are getting tips and responses from a lawyer. And that may be a distinction without a difference for you, but it's important in our career that according to our professional ethics, you understand that we are not your lawyers. But with all that being said and getting that out of the way, I look forward to interacting and answering whatever I can.